Another one.
So, starting the automation for my company from scratch. I'm a manual tester with over 3 years of experience. I was hired for a startup in India for the same role. However, since most of my work is dependent on developers, I have some bandwidth to take on more work. My managers are insisting I look into automating our company's website. I know a little bit of Python, but I have lost touch with coding and I don't know where to begin as I have zero experience in automation. I saw several options to begin. Selenium with Java, Selenium with Python. I would prefer this as I know Python a little. Cypress, Playwright. The front end of the website is in JavaScript and TypeScript, along with React, and the back end is in Python. Fast API. Please suggest me a path I can take to start. Awesome question. And we're off to the races. So this is a tricky one because you have some background with Python and the so a lot of times we will mix up the the QA work that we need to do, the automation work that we need to do based on what the developers are doing, right? So for the reason I mentioned that, the front end is in JavaScript and TypeScript with React, and the back end is in Python Fast API. Not a big deal. That doesn't mean that you need to use Python or Cypress or Playwright or anything like that. If you were going to use, like, if you're going to put in the same repo, you could use Cypress, and you could also use that to test the API if you wanted. If you want to use Python, then you can easily, like, I would definitely go with Selenium with Python. If you are familiar with like the basics of Python and data types and things like that, and you can also use Playwright in Python as well, which would allow you to use the Python request to do your API testing, as well as whether you're doing Selenium or Playwright. The thing is, if you guys have followed the QA that we've been doing on Thursdays, the automation we've been doing on Thursdays, they're not that much different. Like using Playwright, using Selenium, using Cypress is a little bit different, but they're not that much of a difference. So I would say that s I always kind of tend to lean towards Selenium because that one is the biggest. It has the most resources available, the most documentation available, but also using Playwright is not a problem. I know Good Guy likes Playwright, and honestly, I would say, like, if you have the bandwidth, try both. Like if you're just automating a company website, I'm not even sure what the API backend that you have for the company website, but do both. If you have the time, like if you're trying to learn, to follow my videos that I've been doing on Thursdays where we're doing automation in all three. And you can see which one that you like, and you can just build up the foundation. Like the way that I always show to get started is writing the most basic test ever, and then refactoring it, doing your page object model, making it clean, or make it work and then make it clean. Make it work and then make it clean. So that would be what I recommend. You know, let me see. But it is good though that you have that initiative to, or at least your boss, your manager is insisting on you automating the company website. I wish it was your initiative to do it, but it's still good that you're going in that direction. But like I said, I wouldn't go into Java if you don't have any familiarity yet with Java, because Java is a lot tougher to learn than Python. And being that you have that Python knowledge, I would I would probably go with Selenium with Python, and then eventually go with Playwright. One of the reasons I like Selenium is that you can easily add the mobile testing aspect to it as well if you needed to, as well as connect a plethora of other tools and frameworks to it. So yeah, so that's my recommendation. Um, you know, also be able to do the API testing. So that's the direction that I would lean towards. Not, but there's like you could go with Cypress, but then you'd also have to learn JavaScript and TypeScript and things like that in order to use Cypress in the way that it is. So if you want to stick with Python, go with Selenium or go with Playwright or go with both. And then you're going to be using the request library to do your API test for the backend. All right. So hopefully that helps.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.